The immigration crisis is back in focus after the shooting of two National Guardsmen in Washington. The Vice President Vance, posting after the attack, quote, "We will first bring the shooter to justice, and then we must redouble our efforts to deport people with no right to be in our country." Let's bring in Art Del Cueto, a border security advisor for the Federation of American Immigration Reform and a former Border Patrol agent. Great to see you, and thank you so much for joining us on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for having me.
The president is obviously having to do cleanup work, right, for the former administration that allowed not only this gunman, but so many other criminals in from other countries. This guy supposedly was vetted. We don't know that for sure. All I know is that he was in here, overstayed his visa, and had 4 years to plot this attack, and nobody followed up ever since he was brought in from Afghanistan.
Make no mistake about it. This attack and this individual that was in the country is because of the failures of the last administration. And you're absolutely right. President Trump's having to play cleanup. Thank goodness that we have President Trump, Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, Tom Homan out there that are doing the job. Because look, he was vetted, but let me explain how they were vetting them. They would come across, you would take their fingerprints. If they didn't hit on the terrorist watch list and they asked for asylum, they were released in the United States. That's the only vetting that was taking place under the Biden administration. And you got people out there that are arguing it. You're going to have more protesters. Frankly, Julie, even the protesters should thank President Trump, because the protesters are protesting for a regime that if they were in power, they probably wouldn't let them protest to begin with. But the problem is this. We allowed way too many individuals to enter the country under the Biden administration. We don't know where they're at. We don't know their intentions. And I hate to say it, but like this piece of human garbage, there's probably many more in this country already.
Right.
And I'm so glad you said that, too, Art. I'm going to hop in here with you, Julie, too, because there's this little sound I want to share. This is Jessica Vaughn talking again about the challenges of the so-called refugee program. Listen to this, Art. Get your thoughts on the other side.
First of all, it's the number of people who were let in. It's just a huge workload. But secondly, I think the biggest challenge is figuring out who these people actually are. It's a big job. I believe our agencies can do it to a certain extent, but there is so much we don't know about these people and can never find out.
Listen, they let us down, and they put us all at incredible risk with this cavalier attitude about bringing people into this country, Art. They don't know who they are. In many cases, they don't know where they are now.
Look, you have individuals that came through, they got fingerprinted, and obviously, like you said, we don't know who they are, but we don't know their criminal background in their own country. But you got to remember, at the same time, we had millions of gotaways. It was so easy to come into the country, ask for asylum, and get released. Can you imagine how bad the criminal record is of the gotaways alone? It's a huge obstacle, but I think we have the right administration. President Trump has secured our borders more than any other administration in our history. And now, it's like you guys said, now it's a cleanup. And unfortunately, you do have protesters out there. You have politicians out there that are putting obstacles. But even with those obstacles, look at the fantastic job that we're getting out of this current administration anyway.
No, you're absolutely right. What do you think of the president's reaction? I mean, right away, not only have our borders been closed due to the illegal immigration problem, but now those who want to come in from Afghanistan, that's got to be put to a complete halt. And then they're now going to be vetting everyone who was let in. There were 120,000 refugees and more that were actually evacuated out of Afghanistan after that awful withdrawal under President Biden, and there were approximately 60,000 that were brought into this country that were supposedly vetted. So now the president is going to have to do the work that President Biden did not and find these people. Who knows where they are?
Well, not only is he doing the job that President Biden didn't do, but he's also, like you said, we're playing catch up. He's cleaning things up, and it's the right decision. You have to double check those that were allowed in under the last administration, because as I've said, I saw it firsthand. The vetting process was pretty much of a joke with the last administration. Individuals, all they had to do was say asylum. If you caught a group of 50, and this is just an example, if you would catch a group of 50 and one was on the terrorist watch list, I think you should have paid more attention to the other 49 and not treated them just as a regular asylum seekers.
Yep.
Great stuff as always. Powerful commentary. Art Del Cueto, thank you for your time today. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Art.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.